All right, we're here with Adelphi University, 12th appearance in the national championship game, second year in a row. We're here with Coach Pat McCabe, and we have Ashley Kolomechuk, Jillian McFadden, and Danielle Becker. Ashley Kolomechuk was all-tournament team. Coach, opening statement, and then we'll open up for questions.
It was a great year for us. I'm tremendously proud of this group. We fought and clawed all year long, and today was no different. Quite honestly, we just got off to a dreadful start. We just didn't have any aspect of our game in the first quarter. And true to form, our kids kind of weathered that and just kept fighting for the next three quarters. It was just too big to overcome. And it just happens once in a while. It's terrible when it happens in the big game. But you give credit to Tampa. They play hard. They're athletic. And they were ready to go at the opening whistle. We weren't. So we paid the price for that. And that's what it is. But it doesn't minimize or diminish in any way what this group accomplished this year. I told them in the locker room, and I'll say it till the end, nobody gave this team a chance. Nobody thought we'd be here. And the work they put in and the resume they built throughout the year was impressive, and it's a tribute to them that they stuck together, trusted what we do, trusted each other, and it was a tremendous year for us. Just didn't end the way we wanted it to.
Coach, to follow up on that, this is the first time in 8 years that your program has gone to the championship game back-to-back years. You talked all season about how special this group was, and just now as well. You've had a couple minutes to collect your final thoughts about this team. What does it say that they were able to reach these heights for the first time in 8 years?
Well, it's impressive to do that. Obviously, when you come up short, it doesn't mean as much to you because it doesn't give them something to take home with them. But our senior group has been so important to us. So the wins and all that are great, but what they've done for us culturally, I could never thank them enough. They're just wonderful people. They're great teammates and friends. They're the kind of people you want in your life. And when you have kids like that, it makes going to work and doing this pretty easy, and it's very rewarding. But we could never thank them because they leave our program, which was in a good place when they got here. They leave us in a really good place culturally and the way we treat each other. And I think that is probably the most significant contribution they've made to us.
I'll follow up on that with the player to your left, Danielle. Danielle, in your 4 years as a Panther, 3 of them ended going to championship weekend. Throughout all of those seasons and all of those heights you guys reached, is there any moment that stands out to you in particular when you reflect on your college career?
The past 2 years have been really special. Our team has been incredibly close each year, and I can't pick one particular thing. This experience is amazing, and I'm forever grateful that I got to experience it 3 times.
Now, Jillian, you come into the game obviously in a big spot. You hadn't made an appearance in the tournament, and yet you come in clocking over 50 minutes and netting a career high in saves. So obviously you come in at the biggest moment. Take me through your mind and what you're going through at that moment.
Frankie says all year, you never know when your number is going to be called. You always have to be ready. And Maddie and I have just always competed since I came in as a freshman. It's always just been back and forth, and I wouldn't be the goalie I am without, her competing with me every single day. And I just remember getting shots from our assistant, Danielle Marino, and then I kind of just went in and hoped I could make a difference, hope I could, change the energy best I can. And I hope that, even though it's not the outcome we wanted, that I did that.
Now, Ashley, on the offensive end, every single game this tournament, you had 2 or more goals. Obviously, the team's leading point getter throughout the season. Heading into next season with your final 2 years ahead of you, what does this season say about what the future holds?
I think this definitely lights a fire under all of us and just keeps us wanting more. We are not done here, and we're going to come back 10 times stronger because that's what this is going to give us, just that fire and that kick that we need to get back.
Coach Ray Cox, U.S. Lacrosse. Was there a particular spark that caused the change in goal? I mean, was there something in particular you saw that you think that was the time to make the change?
We just got off to a slow start, and there's times you make a change because the kid's not seeing it. There's times you make a change because you need to kind of bring some energy into the game. We didn't want to wait too long. And the score starts to pile up a little bit, and you think maybe a change is needed. And Jill's been ready all year. She hasn't been called on as much as I'm sure she'd like to be, but she's always ready. And that's, again, she talks about what Frankie says, and that's the mantra, really, be ready. And we had that in more than one spot today. We had it in Sophia coming in and playing in a face guard. We had it, with Regan Morrow coming in the game who hadn't played in the tournament. So we had kids ready to play, and they all made a significant contribution, and Jill was ready. And we know she'll be ready when she's called upon. She's a pro, and she prepares like a starter, and she waits her turn, and she was ready to go today, and we're proud of that.
Ashley, what was the impact for you players, that change? What did that do for your team?
Jill coming in?
Yeah.
We all trust each other so much, so when Jill came in, we all knew that she'd have our back, and I think she just brought our energy up from all points of the field, from the defense to the offense. I think we had a switch, and we just pushed and tried to chip away as best we could to, get back as far as we can. Definitely helped out.
Troy Server with Newsday. Coach, or maybe the players, I know you played this team earlier this year and played them last year in the national championship game. Did you come in today with a different strategy, a different approach against them, or just try to execute better? Was there anything different from their previous meetings?
We had a few things that we changed. The face guard was something we hadn't done. We really don't do that very often. But with the start they got, we thought we were trying to take one of their options away, and it was helpful. It worked to a degree, but we're built on doing what we do, and we didn't change a lot. We actually, I would say, if there's an area where we came up short, it was sticking with what we do. So we have a game plan, we have a way that we play. I think we got away from that quite a bit today, but we didn't change anything. We just kind of didn't stick to it.
When they got off to that fast start, did you try to maybe slow things down offensively a little bit, kind of catch your let them catch their breath, or did you do?
Truth is, we'd rather play faster. We're better when we play faster. If you notice the way they approached us, Tampa did not want us to play fast. They start with extra people back on the draw, even when they're winning it. They bring their people through the box, and they get the defensive people in quickly. We're dangerous when we play fast, and they didn't give us much opportunity to play fast. And when we did play fast, we didn't execute. So it just wasn't a great day for us.
Danielle, let you put your captain hat on here with this one. So, storied program you've got there, not just the last 2 years or even 8 years, that sort of thing, but 12 appearances now in the national championship game, 9 titles going through. You're a captain of one of those teams that got to contribute to that legacy. What does that mean for you? What do you kind of hope that the next group does, kind of following by your example?
I mean, it's not just one person, it's all of us, and the 4 captains, all 4 of us, we work together, we talk to each other, and even it's not just us, the younger girls from the sideline, freshmen, sophomore, seniors, everyone is contributing, so it's just nice to have a team that trusts each other, works together, and is always there for each other.
Any other questions? All right, congratulations, everyone. Great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.